So this is an Elddis Avante 576. I'm going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, we've got the hitch, jockey wheel and handbrake, and your mains connection to the car and your breakaway cable. This is something we'll demonstrate to you in person here on site. Front locker, you have your gas bottle with gas valve on top for undoing the gas and turning the gas supply on. You have your gas pipe work going to the regulator inside of the Caravan. And it's a reverse thread fitment on the pipe work just here, so you'd have to turn it the opposite way to what you turn a Coke bottle lid. You turn it the opposite way to release the fitting. Then got your wind down leg on either side of the Caravan at the front, which you use for stabilising the Caravan, never for lifting the Caravan off the ground. You also then got your heating and hot water flue on the right hand side of the van. Your water pump connection and aqua roll, so the water pump will drop down inside the aqua roll itself, and then you'll simply just push the water pump connection into the side of the van. As you can see, very simple to do. We've got the fridge vents on on this side of the Caravan also, for allowing hot air outside of the fridge unit, and also you've got a gas flue for the fridge system just here as well. You don't need to do anything with that, the same as you don't need to do anything with the gas flue at the front of the Caravan for the heating and hot water system. The motor mover and wheel nuts. The motor mover I'll actually demonstrate later in the video, and that will show you how that operates. We've then got the grey waste pipes coming out the side of the van, so the grey waste pipe, sorry, coming outside the van. So the water that goes in the front has to come out somewhere, and that comes out just there, and they drop down into your waste master itself with the two grey pipes that are supplied with the Caravan. At the rear of the Caravan, we have the wind down legs on either side of the rear. Haven't put one down yet, but I will do before I go inside the van, and they will again are just to steady the Caravan while you're using it. On this side of the Caravan at the rear, on the door side, you have your toilet flush tank, which takes 3.5 litres of fresh water and a cap full of the pink fluid. Then at the bottom, you have your toilet waste cassette, where your waste will go into from the toilet. So to release it, you pull the orange handle up at the bottom and pull it towards you. The neck here is actually a spout for tipping the waste away. You've got a cap here to measure your blue and pink fluid, and for the toilet cassette it'll be 1 capful of the blue fluid and 1 litre of water before use. On the back you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you tip the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. Coming down towards the front of the Caravan, you've actually got your electric locker, or your battery locker, sorry. You'll open that up and you'll be able to access the 240 power socket for power going in, and also the 12 volt battery on board the Caravan. In that locker you also have your 12 volt power switch for the motor mover, which, like I said, I'll come back to later in the video. And again, you have your wind down leg at the front corner of the van. Going on to the inside of the van, you'll actually notice all the power's on. When I come inside, as you can see, everything's turned on. By the door, we have our main power switch. So you've got your master power switch here, you've got your internal lights, you've got your water pump run, and your awning lights for the outside of the Caravan. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill the water system first. So to fill the water system, you're going to come underneath the seat on the far right hand side of the Caravan. Right in the corner, you may have to take my word for it, there is a yellow valve on the side of this blue tank. Now that yellow valve, to fill the water system, needs to be parallel with the floor, and to drain the water system down it needs to be upright, pointing towards the bottom of the seat. So to fill it, as I said, you're going to come over to each tap on board the Caravan. You're going to open all the taps up on the hot side of the water heating, which they already are. So as you can see, we've got water coming out of the taps. On the system, build some more pressure up. And you do that with all the taps on the Caravan to bleed the water system. Once the water system is bled, which it is at the moment, you turn each tap off. But to get the water pump to come on, you come over to the door control panel, which you need to turn on before the water pump will allow water to go through the van. Turn the switch on, and that would allow water to go through each tap on the Caravan, and it will draw it from the aqua roll outside. Once the system bled, like I said, you'll turn off the taps, and at that point you'll be able to warm the water on the onboard storage tank. That is very simple to do. You've either got your gas operation here, and to turn it onto gas, simply press the switch down to the 12 volt to the flame symbol at the bottom. If it ignites on gas, you'll have a green pilot light here. If it fails to ignite on gas, you'll have a red light just here. If you're on a site where you've got 500 watts of electrical power available, you can simply flick this switch up on the right hand side, and that will be the electric water heater kicked in and working. If you've got over 1000 watts of power available, the 2 lines here at the bottom indicate that, you'll be able to run the water heater on 2000 watts, 1000 watts of power. The gas will always warm up the water quicker, and if you are showering on board the van, I would recommend you use the gas as a boost to warm the water up. For your heating on board the Caravan, you've got 500, 1000 or 1500 watts plus of power down the side here available. And again, that will relate to the amount of power you've got coming into the Caravan from the Caravan site you're on. So for instance, if you want to use 500 watts, you'll spin the dial round to the 500 watt symbol, and then you'll control the temperature of the heater on this dial on the right hand side. That'll also turn the blown air fan on also. If you want to use just the fan on its own to cool the Caravan, you can put it onto the fan symbol just here, and I'd advise you spin the dial all the way around to the icicle symbol or the ice symbol on the right hand side, and that will essentially just be a cold air fan. If you want to use the heater on gas, you'll simply spin the dial round, and again you'll have a green pilot light here and a red fail light on this side. Once it ignites on gas, again you control the heater temperature on the dial on the right hand side. The higher you go, the hotter the van will be. If you want to use a combination of gas and electric to power the heating system to boost it, you can also do that by spinning the dial round to the right round to the gas and the power symbol on this side, and like I said, that will operate on gas and mains at the same time, and that will actually warm the Caravan up quicker than just electric on its own. So in a moment the fan will cut out once you've turned it to the off position. To operate the fridge, you've got your mains power button on the front, so you've got power on, 240 watt supply, gas supply and 12 volt from the vehicle you're towing with. At the moment we're running on mains power, as you can see. Actually somebody's turn the power off, so we're not actually running on mains now, but you'll be able to see that operating fully when you're here on site. So as you can see, if you've got no mains power coming in, it'll actually indicate to me by flashing the red lights on the right hand side that there's no 12 volt coming in, 240 volt coming in. If you want to run the Caravan on gas, you can also do that, but at the moment the gas isn't turned on again, so as you can see again, it's failed at the moment. If you're towing down the road and you want to use 12 volt as your power source, which again, we're not connected to a car at the moment, so we can't do that. But you've got the 12 volt supply, which will use to make the fridge run as a cool box from the car you are towing with. To control the temperature, I'm just going to turn that off for now, but to control the temperature on gas or electric, you'll use the thermometer button on this side, and you'll notice the bars going up when it is turned on. The microwave above the sink area, very simple to use and straightforward like your household. 10 minutes, 1 hour as you can see on the timer, and you'll be able to set each of those as you need to. The gas rings will only operate when you or the gas oven and the gas rings will only operate when you have the hob lid completely open. You've got your standard controls down the side here for a gas operated and electric operated hob with an igniter on the front of the cooker itself, as you can see, and that has all been cleaned, ready for use. Then you've got your wardrobe coming back further along with the extra cushions in to make the space up on the bunk area just here, to make the gap up in the centre. Bunk area, very simple and straightforward to use. Then the rear of the Caravan, which is the last part of the Caravan we're going to do internally, you've got an electric flush on top of the toilet with the blue button that you can see. To the left of that blue button in the symbol, you'll notice there's a little black dot or icon. That is actually to let you know the toilet cassette is full. That will light up red if the cassette is full underneath the van. Down below the toilet, you've got a flap for allowing the toilet waste to go down into the cassette underneath the van. The last part of the video will all be done from the outside. Oh, sorry, one thing with the toilet is you'll need to make sure the toilet is pointing across the van to the shower unit when you do go to release the waste cassette from underneath the van itself. The last part of the video will be done from the outside, and that will be to demonstrate the motor mover. But once I've done the motor move demonstration, the video will go off. But thank you for watching. Do continue watching for the motor move demonstration. And if you have any further questions, please do give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'd be more than happy to help. So to operate the motor mover, you're going to need the black bar that you can see on the floor there, and the remote control, and also the red power key that's in the locker already. To engage the motor mover, we're going to get the black bar, as you'll see, it's got a cutout on the end with a shape section there in either side, and you'll notice the spline on the motor mover itself looks the same, or the opposite, sorry, to what it does on the bar. So I'll put it into place, pull the motor mover over with the bar, lock it into place, and the other side will have done the same at the same time, so I'll go around there to show you that. So you can see that is also against the wheel on this side of the van. At that point, we'll release the handbrake on the front of the Caravan. We'll come back round to the battery locker on this side. We'll turn the power on. As you can see, the power is now on at 90 degrees. We'll turn the controller on with the 2 green buttons. As you can see, it's come on. Okay, in theory, front of the Caravan just here, which is the A-frame, and then you should be able to see when I press the button, Caravan moving forwards, Caravan moving backwards, turn, turn, same at the rear, and the same the opposite way. Then if you want to spin on the spot, you can hold the 2 buttons opposite each other, press them at the same time, and you'll notice the Caravan spins through 360 degrees. And back the opposite way again, as you can see. At that point, once you're done using the mover, I'm just going to move it back slightly, you can turn the controller off with the 2 green buttons. As you can see, now gone off. I'll put the controller inside the door of the van, so when you're here on site you can have a go with it. The key's also there as well. We'll turn the power off in the locker, so turn that 90 degrees. We'll then come back to the front of the van and engage the handbrake, and then we'll disengage the motor mover. As you noticed, I left the bar on the motor mover the whole time while we were doing it. I'd normally actually do it from the opposite side of the van with the bar to engage the motor mover, this bar here, because then when the driver sat in the driver's seat, in theory, if you're driving a right-hand drive car, you'll be able to see the bar still on if it is still engaged against the wheels. At that point, I can disengage the mover by pulling the bar back up. It will bite slightly as you bring it up. There we go. Roll it over and remove the bar. Again, the bar for the Caravan or the motor mover will need to be just inside the door of the van. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions at all on the Elddis Avante 576, please do give us a call here at the Caravan Company and we'll be more than happy to help.